You know, he gets credit for that.
He had a nice start too. He got that double kill in mid lane.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, it was looking like Liquid's game after they were getting that roast.
I'm sure
and
that's
that
not
jump.
why he's getting that many votes.
Yeah.
But Miracle actually did play a good game.
Yeah.
Despite it all. But this really goes to show both Virtus Pro and Liquid, they don't respect Imperial enough. Like the fact that they've been able to get Batrider, OD, Rubik in 2 games today out of the 3 we've seen is testament to the fact that neither Liquid nor VP respects the best heroes on these players enough. Has to Joe Rotten for the Batrider, obviously, but also Ryze picking up that Rubik every time on a 3rd pick.
Yeah,
it's just it makes me question whether they don't do their homework in terms of the draft, or if they simply don't feel like it's that important. But taking players out of their comfort zone is always a good thing. And Ryze just seems so comfortable on the Rubik, honestly.
They may have wanted to just change it up as well too. Like they picked the Rubik twice yesterday. Maybe this time they're like, you know what, let's go for an Omni Knight type strategy and just change our pace up too. But you know, maybe that, you know, it obviously didn't work out for them. But it wasn't anything like, it wasn't like one thing decided this game at all. It was like a combination of just all over the place, like big plays happening from Imperial, some unfortunate plays by Liquid. Maybe in hindsight they were like, maybe we should have given the Aegis to Miracle, but at the same time, would that Aegis really have done anything? Like looking at the position that he was already pulled into.
But then they pick up another different things when they already gave over a Rubik. It's like, okay, you're begging to make this Rubik better than it needs to be.
He had I mean, he had great spells that he could steal, and he did a great job of stealing the ones at the opportune moment. So definitely credit to Ryze and definitely credit to Imperial for that game. So.
Yeah, so we have the Omni Knight that Liquid had previous game, the Mind Control Omni Knight, removed from the pool.
I mean,
with the last ban there.
They're going to get Batrider again, right?
If they want, there's a Shadow Demon in the pool this time around, but there's already one support picked up by Liquid, which is the Wisp.
Yeah, they might just get the... Okay.
Interesting.
That's a big change up.
Yeah.
So now the Batrider was left, the Shadow Demon was
left.
Is
Imperial in now? They're not in yet, right?
No, they still have 2 series to play. They have to still play against...
It's interesting that they changed it up
Gaming and Vega Squadron next week.
Yeah, they've had such high successors that you wouldn't really understand why they would change it up. But I mean, these guys always have a strategy. They are a very draft-oriented team that like to change things up a bunch. But
and what's stopping Liquid from picking up the Batrider now? Aside from also wanting to experiment,
Mind Control doesn't play bad that often, does he? Am I completely missing something?
Not that often, but maybe they're also just the Shadow Demon still in the pool too. But
yeah, but they're going into a ban phase.
Yeah.
That's an X.
Okay. Yeah.
So that makes sense. First, the OD. The OD was quite a problem in the last game as well. The amount of damage she was dishing out. But
is an Nyx Assassin enough for that? To do something about that?
It can. I mean, it's
really good. It's
really good against OD. Like throughout pretty much all stages of the game until he gets Magic Immunity. But even then, the Magic Immunity ticks out after a while, and your Nyx.
I wonder if one of the reasons why they went for the Slaughter instead of the Batrider is because they fully expected them to go for the Nyx second pick. Because Nyx is pretty good against the Batrider.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really we're not in the eyes of the beholder, so it's. They could just be changing stuff up, Maybe they don't want to play the same exact heroes every game. Joe's probably dude, I'm playing Batrider every game. Come on, guys.
Batrider does get banned, though, so at least
it does get taken out now.
He's safe.
They just displayed that they can play the Batrider middle lane as well, so they could very well have put the OD in the safe lane again and put the Bat mid. So it was necessary to ban it out.
Your center still got banned out, so the Ace center is still a threat, perhaps?
Yeah, just they don't want to play Ryze, but they go for the Rubik anyway this time, so... Nyx has some great spells to steal. Pretty much everything is great. Templar Assassin banned out and Lifestealer banned out from Imperial. The TA. That one's a bit... I'm not too sure. I don't know What do you think? I don't really know.
I don't
what they're
understand
targeting
the TA
for that
ban.
one. I'm just kind of curious about it.
Especially because there's a Wisp on Liquid, so they didn't really have to.
They just don't want to have to deal with. Yeah, they don't want to have to build anything that does damage over time. They want to have their straight up usual picks.
What could they go into on Imperial that TA is really good against?
Not too sure.
I mean, Invoker gets often, but
They already have.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna go with the OD on the middle lane now.
But they do run OD safe lane sometimes too. They have done it earlier today, so there's a chance.
Oh well.
I mean, definitely interesting. Change up of bans. They're just different heroes we're going to be seeing for this game at least a bit. Rubik OD, obviously the similar ones.
Yeah.
And so different heroes. Like we're saying. Okay, that's
different.
But
That's
it's unlikely that it's going to be a Darkseer pickup. So
Yeah, that's a very tempo hero, the Jakiro.
yeah, I liked the Jakiro pickup yesterday with the Darkseer. Not particularly sure I'm a big fan of it without the Darkseer.
We have seen, I'm not sure if it was Liquid or not, Jakiro mid. And like Jakiro against an OD doesn't do that bad.
Yeah, I mean
I'm just putting it out there.
Slow.
It might be, you know,
But
who knows what it's gonna do.
It's out of the ordinary.
But for you
It's
to
out of the
justify putting a Jakiro mid, it would need to absolutely dominate
Okay.
the OD just because what's the scaling factor? It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
What's
not
the
the
scaling factor is the
Jakiro
big thing.
of back when, for instance, Universe played it a lot, where they went straight into a Yules and he could basically kill anyone on his own. That's not the Jakiro anymore. It was nerfed a bit too much to my taste. So I don't know. I remain skeptical, but I do like that the teams are pulling out different strategies, though. That's one of the reasons why I found Imperial so interesting to follow in the past, that they keep on doing these different strategies with something out of the ordinary.
Yeah. And
Not so much today so far, but...
they make Liquid pick out of the ordinary. That's already fun to see.
We have like lots of heroes still left in the pool that we're used to seeing a ton of. Like the Shadow Demon is completely ignored here.
Oh, yeah.
I had another one that I was thinking about, now I just drew a blank, but that's okay.
I've also been drawing blanks. Giannis and I just ate, and normally when old guys like us eat, we need to lie down and rest for a few hours before we're back to...
So they go for the Ursa now in Imperial, so...
Ooh, I love Ursa. We haven't seen much of Ursa despite how strong that hero is. I actually would have expected it to be picked a lot more.
West Tiny.
Here we go.
So we have kind of a split push lineup already being built up by Liquid here.
Yeah.
Well, not even necessarily. You know, they can fight with this.
They can fight with it, but it's, you know, you have the Nyx set up for your relocate ganks, you have the Jakiro kind of set up as well, and you have a push, your Jakiro helps you push on early, so you get a couple towers, a little bit of acceleration to start out.
Craggy Exterior is fun against an Ursa.
Craggy's very fun against an Ursa. And I mean, you could...
If you're playing the Tiny, that is.
Yeah,
If you're
all
playing
in the
an
eyes of the
Ursa,
beholder.
if you're playing an Ursa, you do not like that. But you can kill the rest. Spike Carapace is annoying as well, I guess.
Massive change-up, though. This is... Well, I mean, we haven't seen this kind of composition from any team, right? Like a Wisp, Nyx, Jakiro, Tiny, something like this is just...
It's almost old school.
It's almost a throwback.
So it's... it could be a mid Tiny, it could still be a safe lane Tiny as well, but it's... presumably a core position left for Liquid.
Imperial even bans out the Broodmother themselves.
Yeah.
Which is usually their pickup, and they're just... Okay. We got quite some bans and picks coming out from this game. I mean, they don't really have heroes that can deal too well with the Broodmother, so I can understand that. And Liquid's going for some completely different style, like some split push, like we're mentioning. So Broodmother is very obnoxious, obviously, with the split push factor. So I can understand that ban at least.
The last pick is a support pick on Imperial.
Yeah.
For Neuer.
Depends, because they could run the Slardar support if they really
I'm just
wanted
not a very big fan of it, so I'm hoping they won't.
Fair enough, fair enough. If it was Virtus Pro, I would have liked to see that.
They can't really go for Spirit Break either, just because of it being Tiny and Nyx.
Okay, they ban out the Witch Doctor.
That's a good ban versus the Wisp Tiny.
Yeah.
Able, you know, it's just
Disruptor's still in the pool if you're thinking about heroes that are good against the IO Tiny.
It is. One thing I do like about Imperial is that they've rarely gone the whole squishy double intel hero that we've been talking a lot about. Neuer, for the most part, plays these strength-based heroes.
They have a lot of burst potential inside of Liquid, just between the Nyx and the Tiny, at least, just for those two heroes. Like the OD, if he just gets straight up comboed up, like that's even in later stages of the game, mana burn just keeps getting better and better. So that's kind of a cool little double grab they have for that.
I guess Eldritch Titan is still decent.
For Imperial, you're saying? Yeah.
What about Liquid? Are we thinking something like a Juggernaut or Gyro?
I'm all over the map. I think both can work.
Juggernaut's cool for the tempo setting as well, for obviously the healing ward with the Tiny, but I think you want something that can... It looks like they're going for a split push and a pushing kind of lineup.
Okay, what fits in their lineup?
Oof.
Then
no, but I think you said it. If we're to assume that the Tiny will go mid lane with the Wisp, and it's a Jakiro +1 on the safe lane, I think both Jug and Gyro could work.
Okay.
It's a Beastmaster, so...
Yeah, they're just going for some full type of split
Okay.
push. They have now another tool for relocates.
So Mind
Obviously
Control,
with the roar.
Beastmaster, Nyx going in the middle lane.
BKB piercing lockdown as well, so they have that, and they have... This helps their...
So is this a Miracle Nyx?
It could be. I really like Nyx with the Hawk
Yeah,
for
it
both
should
both the vision
Did you say
aspects.
Liquid has played a mid THD? Was it Liquid that played it or someone else entirely?
I said I was not sure if Liquid was the one
Liquid
that
played a mid
that.
Nyx though, versus an OD,
Okay,
and
okay.
they...
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That was in the qualifiers, right? Yeah,
think
and they
so.
were versus Secret, and mid one went to Hex
Destroyed
build
them.
on the OD, and he crushed them. Actually, he blinked on the high. He just kept like the Nyx was burrowed, and he just kept taking him out of the burrow with Hex,
Oh,
and would
okay.
kill him instantly.
Yeah.
So that was one encounter. They go
And
for
the
the
Lich is
so
the last support.
Okay.
Lich armor versus Tiny is very
It's
obnoxious.
very squishy. I'm gonna have to give it to Liquid. I like their lineup. I like they can dictate the flow of the game pretty much and set up ganks everywhere. Scales well into the late game.
Yeah, I like it as well. It's very split push. They're changing the way that they want to play, maybe trying to learn themselves a new type of play style that they want to go towards. So I like Liquid for this one for sure.
So both of them are going for Team Liquid. I think I'm gonna stick with Imperial. See how
There
they
you
do. I mean, they just won. They might just win again.
They
I
just
think
played
We did
super
say
well.
that this was gonna be the 2-0.
I think Liquid will win, but go Denmark.
Go Denmark. Let's hear from our commentators though for our last game of the day. It is over to OD Pixel and Gods.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Ace Society Dream League panel. I'm OD Pixel. I'm here with Gods. We're ready to take you through the finals game of the final series of the day. It is, of course, Imperial once again up against Liquid. In terms of picks, we've got something a little bit different from both sides. We're not seeing Hester Joe Rotten on the bat anymore. He's going to be on the Slardar this game. Rise with another repeat performance of Rubik. Last game, we saw some pretty nice steals, some pretty neat little plays from him. And then this whole kind of interaction with the fact that they've got the Ursa over on the side of Imperial, but then Liquid have the Tiny IO combo. I mean, who are you liking here? Whose draft are you preferring?
It feels it's very experimental from the side of Liquid. I mean, of course, IO Tiny, a classic combo, but
Yep.
it just doesn't. It's not obviously saying we've seen Liquid run. They put in the Beastmaster there. It's a Matu Beastmaster of all things, so we're looking at safe lane Beastmaster with the IO Tiny mid. This is a real throwback. Something Empire were one of the big teams who used to do this a lot when they had Ramses on their team. They do this safe lane Beastmaster and Bat Riders, these tempo controls, and run their like carries in the mid. So I guess that suits Miracle, and it's kind of similar to what you do with Matu, like on a life stealer. It's kind of like a tempo controlling carry. Beastmaster, not really a carry, but he can kill people. He can run around, does good damage when he's got the Necro books. As far as who I'm liking, though, I don't know. I think Imperial, they've shown such good ability to fight around the OD. I definitely like and feel a lot of confidence when they've got Baby Knight playing the hero, so maybe slight preference with them. Rises Rubik has also been fantastic. But
That's a staple for him.
it's one of those drafts where teams have gone kind of out of the box, so it's hard to clearly picture what they have in mind until we see the lanes and how the early game develops.
Yeah, and I think, of course, as you mentioned, Miracle Tiny, is that something that we've seen much in the past?
It was what, more
Normally
No-Tell who
wasn't
played
it,
on
when
the OG
they did it back in
side?
OG? I want to say this is maybe one that I'm sure we'll get knocked off the stats as such. That maybe, maybe it's not. Maybe there has been many times Miracle's played it. I've just not caught them myself. But we'll see how this one goes down. Imperial versus Liquid. Game 1 was pretty epic. We'll see if Game 2 is going to continue to be that way. As Imperial again with the classic, they did this before,
Same
and
5-man smoke.
they were ready for it. Liquid.
Well, that was VP who were ready
that's
for it.
VP
Yeah,
that
now-
was ready for it. Yeah.
Same thing, Liquid ready for it. I guess these teams just know. That's like Imperial are going to have to look back on their replays today and be like, that's two separate games against different teams where that 5-man smoke was scouted.
30 seconds.
So perhaps that specific play.
They do place down a different ward though this time around.
Yep, that's good.
So, compared to
Learned
what
a
they did
little bit.
against VP.
That's blocking the neutral camp, I guess, looking to trouble the tiny stacks. So make sure that gets taken out a little bit. They snipe
Look
the
at
Hawk.
look at the Hawk. Yeah, nice bit of goal for
Easy
OD.
gold lead.
Yeah.
Easy.
Right. 10 seconds before the game starts. Baby Knight leading the CS. But here we have it. Bounty runes.
Yep.
The battle
One apiece. It looks like Imperial actually going to block their mid lane. They've got a Lich as well, so he'll deny one and block. It doesn't deny right away. Imagine he wants to wait till OD's in range before you deny, so you shed. Oh no, you're
taking the range creep.
Okay. Doesn't actually show on this. Yes, I guess that never showed. Maybe.
That's a good point,
crazy.
actually. Yeah, it doesn't.
But yeah, denies range creep, gets that on cooldown as soon as possible, and this will help out against that Tiny. It's not IO Tiny though. It is Tiny Jakiro. Interesting.
No, this is. Well, they've got the IO as well. Gee, it's actually getting very low. My goodness, and tossing it back. Says, "Get the hell away from Baby Knight, son. You ain't feeding first blood in my mid lane."
It's also like, that's my XP, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, Io's back in, has a bottle, is just going to heal himself back up, heal Miracle's mana pool. Miracle can just use Toss to farm if he wants, but can't actually heal up his HP as he's full HP, of course. Rise is doing what he can to zone. That's a battle that Mind Control is going to win the right-click battle of for now, and with Boots, he's actually someone that Rise has to be a little bit scared of.
Midline, Baby Knight just shooting the Astros to get the CS. GH teaming up with Miracle. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much they can get done in the mid lane with this combo. Already, it looks to be a hard sell for the Tiny. 8 for 1 on Baby Knight. He's leading the CS. And the presence of Noya. Level 2 on the Lich. It's going to be annoying, that blast harassment.
Yep, that's all you really need. Just keep spamming that deny as much as possible. Baby Knight not even getting hit by that stun. I think Miracle just looking to CS with it, and once that stun gets used, Baby Knight's like, alright, time to harass you some more. Mid lane looking very Imperial favored so far.
Bottom Mind Control, looking to pull the creeps around.
Well,
get them all the way back safely towards his tower.
Oh, he's got it. Nice play from Rise. And the rune will be taken by Mind Control though. But that was a good little neutral drag coming out from the Rubik. Missed one melee creep, but hey. We'll get some good farm and XP for himself.
Joe's going to be in trouble here. He's got Crush again in a minute, but that's not going to be enough. First blood for Kuroki. The slows are too strong.
Even used the South too, so.
Oh, he did pop that, did he, on the way down? Oh, that is, that's annoying. That's annoying for the old off lane. Slaughter.
Yep. But overall, lane's looking pretty good. Slaughter's got 8 CS, so really he's gotten a lot more CS than I expect him to get against that lane up top. I mean, the Beastmaster, if it's a 1v1, sure, you do fine, but Jakiro's up there now, and it should be a Liquid-favored matchup.
And mid lane, Miracle still falling behind in comparison to Baby Knight. Yeah. Bottom lane, Mind Control. It's anything on to level 3, so he's getting levels.
Good levels, getting a few CS here or there. Kind of pretty standard stuff as far as he's concerned. The mid lane, it's still the, I guess the lane really where most of the early game is being decided, or at least the lane stage is being decided, since that's where Tiny's getting... Tiny's Blink is really that key item timing where Liquid can start playing fast tempo, ganking Dota. And that's something that, if you're Imperial, that's the one item timing you'd like to slow down as much as possible. This is looking like a kill.
Yeah, this is a good chance of ripping into Mind Control. Ace takes the kill with the help of Rise. Playing around the stuns and the carapace very nicely.
And having the boots and windlace, giving that move speed advantage. Likely to see the phase boots picked up as well right away. Just to make sure that you can find kills like that on a Nyx Assassin.
I mean, where do you feel we're going to see the first kind of movement from either side? Are they going to send the Jakiro to mid, maybe to help out, look for a kill, or is it just this lane where you've got to leave it to as it is and just accept that Baby Knight is going to have the better time and you're not going to be able to kind of punish him at this stage?
Possibly like a Matu level 6 roar.
Yeah.
We see a +1 come top, like an Io rotation, but it's not like there's any obvious major kill combos. Noya in some trouble. The Ice Armor helping out enough to keep him alive, though.
Yeah, Miracle just not quite enough mana for the combo.
Yeah, Miracle really needs levels. He doesn't want to leave this mid lane. He just wants to sit here, get his level 5, 6. Like, he's so under-leveled right now.
He's a whole level behind Baby Knight.
So, not really a player that wants to start moving around the map, and elsewhere, I guess it's really like the level 6 timings on here is like Nyx and Beastmaster, where you can find some pickoffs. For Imperial, it feels like they can make the moves earlier because Rubik is really free to roam wherever he wants. Slaughter Rubik is a nice kind of 2-hero smoke which could gank the mid lane potentially. If Slaughter's like, okay, I can't get any XP or farm in my lane, I'm gonna make a move. He definitely can. And then, of course, Ace is having a swell time down bottom. Nyx can't really lane against the phase boots, so he's just resorted to the same tricks.
A mid lane, maybe make it a bit of a go again onto Baby Knight. Well, just getting a bit more aggressive. harassing him back with the toss, but he's got the raindrops. Toss damage does not mean too much at all to him. And they'll make a bit of a go onto Miracle again with this Astral damage. GH, he's got Terran, he's got a couple of bottle charges, so should be able to save Miracle here and now. In fact, with a toss to hold them back, but Hester Joe, he's coming in hard, and he's got a crush. Now with a toss back, but Hester Joe with the Frost Hammer, he's going to be okay. Looking for the Tiny, yep, they'll get it.
Yeah.
The Fairy Fire burst on the Iron, not enough to keep Miracle alive. And Imperial with their rotation, getting the kill in the mid.
The slider rotation that can happen, he does that one without the Rubik, just says, look, Astral setup's enough for me, and he comes in, and you can't really get the kill in the 2v2, but with that +1, Imperial able to even dive, tank tower shots, the Ice Armor, making it a nice bit of defensive capabilities to do so, and frees up the top lane a bit. So it's like you Liquid, you see that slide, and you're like, oh, let's try and pressure this top lane, but Rise is there like, sweet, I'll take this XP.
He's
so
nearly got 6.
everything kind of comes together nicely for the side of Imperial with a move like that.
And Tranquil's on Slaughter as well, so we may see Hester Joe just go for more of these kind of rotations. Close in for the Crushers. Neuer still picking up good XP in the mid lane, gets himself the bounty. Up top. I mean, a telekinesis into a crush, they could maybe try for a kill. Because it is Liquid that are coming in aggressive, very aggressive. And with a crush, Fade Bolt, and the telekinesis, Matumba man, I don't think he can play his way out of this one. They kind of with the crush in the Astral, but the Astral on his own probably going to be enough, and indeed it is. Baby Knight picks up the kill. I mean, Matumba, he was hungry. He was going in deep for the Raw, but Imperial, they weren't going to let it happen.
Yeah, absolutely, and Miracle just trying to get some chip damage done in mid, but not really a battle he's going to win. Neuer can get some solo XP now, work on his level 6, and Kura is completely caught out.
That Rise. The initial telekinesis. He's got Baby Knight on the low ground helping out as well. They get the blast off from Neuer, and Kuroki surrounded by 3. Make that 4 as Hester Joe joins in, crushes GH, holding him back. And in fact, they may even get both of this. They'll look towards GH first. They'll take down the Io. Rise still playing around with Kuroki. He's going to have telekinesis back up in 3 seconds. Turns around with the stolen fire. Rise ticking down low. He is going to fall. But Hester Joe coming in from behind, has a crush. He's going to get it easily with the help of Neuer. They'll punish Jakiro. So at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 trade, favoring Imperial yet again.
If anything, honestly, it feels like Liquid lucky to get a kill there. Kuro just kind of in behind enemy lines and says, all right, I got a support for us. But Imperial just dominating the laning stage, and feels like these odd picks and lanes for Liquid just not really working out for them. Miracle's going to go aggressive.
He's got the combo onto Neuer, enough to get the kill. Nice little pick off. Baby Knight looking for the IO, chasing down GH. Rise gets the stolen toss. Baby Knight's got to be careful though. Kuroki there as well. Hester Joe still wants to go in with the setup. Gets the crush, the Fate Bolt as well. They found one. They may even find themselves something else. There's the toss, stolen from Rise, chucking Baby Knight onto the front lines. There won't be any follow-up damage. So again, that's essentially a 1-for-1 trade. Support for support going down in the mid.
Has freed up Matu to take a tier 1 tower up top, which is a nice bit of boost to his farm, as well as getting him that Necro 1. So
he's dead.
Okay. That's a possible tower as well to follow this one up. Jakiro can't go anywhere near this.
Yeah. I mean, with the blast, the Fade Bolt, the Astral, at this stage of the game, it's a lot of bursts.
Yeah. They're really highlighting how fast they can target some of these heroes down.
And there's a Blink Dagger done on Ursa as well. 8.5 minutes in. That's a fantastic timing for Ace.
He's ready to join up with his team a bit now.
He wants to fight.
Doesn't go for the early lifesteal, but he'll find some kills as a result.
Yeah. And I see Kuroki. What's he going to have against this? Not a lot. Bam! Slow-mo swipe from Ace. Takes down the big old dragon. An 8-for-3 Imperial looking to have a hot start this game. They had a bit of a tricky one in game 1, but here in game 2 it seems that they're just having a much more fortune in the laning stage. And things just looking a bit all over the place for Liquid. They may find the kill onto Ace. They've come in with a rotation from Mind Control, making sure he makes immediate use with the help of the Raw from Matumba Man and the Necro Book.
He's got to be the playmaker now. He's the one with the most farm. He's got that early Necro Book. He needs to just
mid lane
make plays whenever he's got Raw.
A Miracle. Yeah, it's got GH. Hester Joe ready to chase in. There is a toss. He'll toss back the Slardar, but the bounces are there. A couple of them, that's all you need.
And
they find Miracle. Well. Hester Joe, indeed.
He's on his
How
own,
deep can he go?
Yeah, probably not that deep.
He's running. He's being careful.
You're a super creep. Go chase him down. No, not happening.
But still, they get the kill that they wanted. Miracle taken down again in the mid lane. It's been a very tough start for Miracle. Constantly being picked off in the mid lane, and now the jump in with Ace.
Free
This
red clicks,
blink
all you
dagger.
need.
It's a bit of a nightmare for not just the IOs. We're seeing Kuroki as well has trouble dealing with the blink. So at this stage of the game, Hetsujo coming in has the invis, but they drop a sentry. Nicely done. They'll punish it. Imperial, can they actually find a kill in return?
Nyx has no mana, so potentially. Yep.
Okay, with Ace jumping in, they will again pick off after pick off. Can they get Kuroki? But it's essentially a 1-for-1. Offlaner for offlane.
They're chasing him. Ace should have a blink soon. He's going to try cut him off with the phase boots.
And he's got it. He's got the initial slow. Kuroki will turn around with the ice path. It's quickly juked. Thanks to the phase boots. Second air shock down the line to get the job sealed and done. Baby Nuts says, I'm taking that one though, Sonny Jim.
Fuck. Gets the kill.
Mid lane has to choke. Whiffing the initial crush. So can't really go in. Miracle, in fact, yeah, eyeing that up. Was feeling that he could go for a bit of a combo.
Oh, that IO has to be very careful with his positioning. GH God can't afford to get hit by any sort of stun, frost blast, or telekinesis, or he's just free food.
Yeah, look at the deny in the tower, Imperial.
But again, Beastmaster roll back up. Matu just has to keep going whenever he's got that. He's taken out now all the tier 1 towers with his kind of rotations and pressure, which is a good start for him. Also just helps get that Necro 2 that little bit faster. So he's ready for his next play, and Nyx with levels is in pretty good fighting shape as well to try find some pickoffs, but it's still not the ideal start for the Liquid side. They're just not getting farm on the Tiny. This is like a solo core Tiny. He's the only real carry you have, and he's being shut down early on. So despite Matu able to push some towers, make some plays at the moment, that's only really works out if Tiny's had a better start, and that just hasn't happened.
They need to kind of stay safe at this point. Liquid, make sure that Imperial can't continue to find these pickoffs with Ace's blink.
Yeah, Ace could consider Roshan soon if he really wants. There's a lot of possibilities there for him.
I'm still kind of looking for GH to get those levels.
Yeah,
he's the only one on the board sitting at 5 at the moment. Everyone's at 7 or above, and the relocate is going to be absolutely huge for Liquid.
Yep, that's what allows them to play this split style Dota where you have 3 heroes in the Radiant jungle trying to find kills, trying to pressure the lanes. That really works at its best when IO's level 6, because that's where the IO Tiny can join them at any time with a relocate. So ideally Matu doesn't want to find a fight down bottom until they've got that relocate to back him up, because Imperial are actually bringing numbers down bottom into their jungle to try, and knowing that Liquid are trying to take over this Radiant jungle, they want it back.
And they want to rush Imperial. In they go.
Why not? They've got an amp.
Yeah.
They basically
Amp
say,
and
come
Ursa.
and get us. They also see IO's not level 6. They can check that scoreboard and see there's no relocate.
Mind control, could he go for any kind of play? That's the question.
IO is very close to it though, so something he could hit any second now.
What can they do?
Absolutely
anything.
nothing.
No. It's gone. Ursa grabs the Aegis. Kuroki does throw in an ice path. But no follow through from Liquid. They have to let it go. Imperial getting another objective. But still yet to take the towers, of course. That is something that Liquid are excelling at. With Matuma Man, as you said, just already clearing out the tier 1s. And Liquid are holding to their own tier 1s. As Imperial themselves not the best at pushing down structures with their lineup.
Looks like they want to get the slider here. Should be a free kill.
Yeah, no hope for Hester Joe. The question is if they could get out. Noya's going to get the initial slow onto Matuma Man. They brought in Ace as well. There's the jump in. Ace hits the Earth Shock. He's going to try and TP out. It's not going to happen with the telekinesis from Rise. Matuma Man was to be taken.
The relocate was cancelled. What a play from OD. OD cancelled the relocate in up top. But he now, top lane OD's gone. Okay. He made a sick play to save their lives by cancelling relocate. So I was trying to relocate down bottom to join that fight, and I'm like, okay, where's the IO Tiny? They didn't show up, and it was actually the OD at top who cancelled it, but then dies because Tiny is a blink, so.
Down bottom. Imperial may not be done here. As Ace, with the help of Rise, outplaying Mind Control. So still, yeah, indeed, even though they lost one up top, they lose Baby Knight. They're getting 2 kills down bottom.
You know, suddenly Tiny doesn't look that underfarmed. Like, you get that big kill in the OD, he's just been AFK farming the jungle with the IO for the last 5 minutes. I haven't seen Miracle leave this dire jungle / top lane. That's all he's really done for some time, and it's paid off because Imperial have been trying to make plays as a team and just haven't really connected with enough kills. They got Roshan, which was nice, but other than that, they have been kind of trading kills with the Beastmaster. Ursa, though, is getting ridiculously farmed. He's got 3k gold. I don't even know. What do you buy as an Ursa with this much farm? Possibly a Basher. You could rush the Ag Scepter even. Acceptor seems like a decent idea.
Is good. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuns in this game.
Yep, against the Roar, it's really nice.
It would be brilliant. Here we have mind control though. Finding the initial setup with the ice path as well. Ace does have the enrage. Let's see how he can play his way out of this one. So good bounces off the ball. Timmerman taking heavy damage. Baby Knight slides in, drops the sanities. Not a lot of damage initially, but it's enough to set a pace to jump in and finish off Matumba. And Liquid, they're trying to come in utilizing Kuroki's Invis rune, but they don't bring down Ace. He's still got the Aegis, and he doesn't even need to use the Enrage. And it will be the Basher for Ace this game.
Sure. Seems like a decent pickup. Imagine the Ag/BKB come later, but yeah, as you said, lots of stuns this game. Good against the Ice Path, the Tiny stuns, the Nyx stun, the Roar. A dream Aghanim Scepter game. And right now, Imperial, yeah, they have been really needing this Blink Dagger on Slaughter. A few deaths on Hestejo as he's tried to farm it from Matu have really slowed it down, which has been good calling from Matu just to kind of focus down the Slaughter. I mean, he's also the hero that's showing himself most on the map. He's often just in these lanes and trying to really reveal himself while the rest of his team is looking for those kills. So Matu will have to look to keep on finding plays like that.
Imperial actually, with 4 up towards the top, we are yet to see them really group together and go for a push over Liquid's half of the map.
Yeah,
but they've certainly got the tools to do so in terms of fighting aggressively, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's just the tower pushes.
They can fight, they can't really hit buildings. None of their cores hit buildings well. If anything, it's going to be an Imperial draft that can keep getting kills, but they don't translate those kills well into objectives outside of Roshan. OD is going to have to get a lot of farm this game. Same for the Ursa and even to some extent the Slaughter for them to actually scale well into the late game, since hard to end this game fast against Liquid's draft.
Oh, Baby Knight's got to be careful. Coming out towards the bottom. They do have a sentry down over the next assassin. I think he might have caught a glimpse of that when he just came out into that opening of the jungle.
And they're smoking towards him, yeah.
They saw it. Imperial. What kind of a jump can they get? Hestejo leading the way. It's going to be the blink reveal from Slaughter. And here we have Hestejo leading forward. Oh, this could be a nice crush, and indeed it is. There's a man, 3 crush onto them all. The bounce is there with the lid shot. Hestejo controlling up mind control. Kuroki's going to be taken by the rest of Imperial. They are going to find all 3 of them by the looks of it. Mind control. Oh no, not going to happen. Astral, a great way to deal with the Spike Carapace. Yeah. Takes down the bug. And Imperial, I mean, that was, you couldn't hope for a better Blink Dagger reveal from Hestejo. Hitting the 3-man crush, absolutely perfect.
He did it kind of blind. He just knew its smoke has been popped, so he knew he was going to hit at least 1 hero or something there, but he blinked in the perfect spot for 3. That was absolutely a thing of beauty from him. And the whole time we've just seen Miracle continue to farm. He's not really playing with his team, but he's felt the need to play catch-up Dota.
Yeah.
And when you're the only carry in your team, you can't really blame the guy. He's probably looking like, they're not going to end the game anytime soon. We don't have to go for kills. They're not pushing buildings. If you're versing a team with like a Drow or Luna that's going to start 5-manning buildings, yeah, you've got to fight and defend them. But Imperial aren't pulling too far ahead because they don't take towers, which means Miracle has had the space to farm up not just a Blink, but also a Shadow Blade. He's going to be able to kind of keep on par with the farm of the OD and even probably the Ursa. May even overtake both of those if he just keeps playing at this rate.
Yeah, Aegis now gone for Ace, of course. Yeah, it's a longer respawn, 5 minutes to wait for that. But yeah, as you said, Miracle with the build that, as we saw from the stat earlier, it's the build that he always goes. He's played 4 games so far, if tiny and competitive, but a long, long time ago. 2 of those back on Monkey Business before the OG days. Oh, nice ice bar from Rice, turning around and catching them out. Oi, oi, oi! The thing is, though, with the relocate, Imperial may start to pay with their own lives. They have lost both of the supports. They got Matumba for it. Baby Knight sliding forward, dropping down the sanities. It's a crush from Hestejo. They're picked up a second. Io will relocate back. But Miracle, he's been left behind. Kuroki trying to do his best.
It's a Blink crush.
Yeah, looking to duke it out. But indeed, Hestejo, he's going to be able to follow this one through. In fact, Hestejo is even thinking about trying to find more. He's saying, guys, you've got Miracle. I'll take down the back liners. And it's nicely done as well. He knew that GH would be coming over to try and save Miracle. GH, not going to be the first hit bash. He does get out with the TP. But no, yeah, Hestejo, he knew that the Eye would be making his way back down to try and save Miracle. And he makes sure it doesn't happen.
Man, between Hestejo and Rise, we've seen some amazing plays and initiations. Another one being highlighted there is Rise. It's a nice multiplayer ice path. It was actually started off quite badly because the IO Tiny relocate. It always looks bad at the start because Tiny, when he relocates, and he insta-kills someone with that combo. But then he's got to wait a good 15 seconds before he can do it again, and then the fight swings back Imperial's way, and that's where the OD came in with the sanities, and Ursa was able just to continue doing his thing. So Not too bad in the end for Imperial. They maintain their farm advantage on the Ursa, the OD. Slaughter not doing amazing by any means, but he's still doing better than his counterpart on the Liquid side. Mind Control is kind of struggling for farm. He's actually got less than the IO at this point.
Imperial, at this stage, are you just looking to fight? Can you just play the kind of farm game? We're still yet to see them really go for big pushes.
I mean, they're going to need fighting and farming is fine. Grouping up as 5 to push towers not a good idea because it's inefficient. You push slowly. So ideally, you want to be farming and going for pickoffs where possible. Liquid are going to be the ones who want to just make sure they maintain some level of farm on Tiny. As long as they can keep Tiny's item progression going, they're at least putting themselves in a position to take the late game with an IO Tiny. They've got heavy split push between Beastmaster and Tiny. It's really hard for Imperial to push out lanes. That's something their lineup doesn't do well. They don't push out lanes well. They don't push well, period. So that's where split push out of Beastmaster and out of IO Tiny can be very annoying. Jakira's got a lot of good pushing potential as well this game. Often you just see those 5 pushes to porch just solo pushing a lane, not caring if they die, and that's something Kuro can actually offer later on. But for Imperial, they kind of just need to farm and go for kills where possible because they can't end this game anytime soon. They need a ton of items.
Now, interesting as well, looks like Ace will be building what I'd imagine to be the Lincoln Sphere this game. He's picked up a Perseverance.
Okay.
I guess his thought process here, if he gets an Ags, he'll roar off one stun, but because there's so many stuns, another one's going to follow through afterwards. But I guess you still get a damage reduction, so you don't. I don't know.
Again, I don't know. It stops the raw period, but the Axe means you can get raw. Then you can always get rid of the raw. Yeah,
maybe he gets both inevitably.
That's the really nice thing about the Axe is you guaranteed to get rid of a raw. Whereas with the Lincolns, your Lincolns might get broken by something, and then you get rawed and you're in trouble. And there's what, mana burn to break it. That's the main spell. Looking at the side of Liquid, but
that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, to me, Ags helps against all the stuns. Lincoln's only helps against the raw, which is where I would personally prefer to see an Ags, but we'll see how the Lincolns worked out. It's good to have the mana and HP regen, since Ursa does run into mana problems a lot.
Mind Control. Again, it's just Astral on Spike Carapace. Yep. It literally destroys the spell.
Yep. I mean, ideally for Nyx, you want to be using the Carapace after the Astral. That's how you can actually hard counter him, but he's been getting found constantly. Yeah. Miracle close to an Echo Saber now. Probably goes for the Ags after that, I want to say, but definitely a useful item to have.
Oh! Siege creep in your face.
He's being chased, but not being caught. Next, Roche, I imagine, should be coming fairly soon. Something Ursa will be eyeing off.
Oh, there we have Echo Saber. Yeah, as expected now. Complete. For Tiny, got 4 staff on GH as well. And Ace, just a few, about 500 or 600 away from having the ultimate orb. He's got the recipe for Lincoln's in the courier. Okay. And they're eyeing up Miracle. Good reactions. Then Miracle immediately jumps out. They're not going to get the touch on him. And Roshan, they're in the pit. It's coming up any second.
Yeah, and they kind of know that. It's
hang
close
around,
to that
boys.
max respawn.
Well, they've actually found a bit of a fight down bottom. They've caught out the Lich. They're bringing Miracle. Find one. Now response has to go. Comes in. 3-man crush. He needs backup, though. He can't do this on his own. Here comes the backup. Ace leads in. Baby Knight's going to look towards Kuroki with the lift from Rise. They'll take down Kuroki. I think that does anything more here.
So dead.
Yeah.
Tiny kind of barely.
It doesn't matter if they're whiffing these kind of combos because indeed, there's no way this man escapes. Yeah. You don't need all your spells to kill Mind Control at this bit. Double kill for Rise, and this has opened up the map perfectly as Roshan comes back in. But Miracle, it's a long TP. He's going to cancel it. Ace,
that's a huge kill.
Down.
1k gold.
Absolutely, Miracle will take that one any day of the week. Baby Knight could be in trouble as well. The Craggy affecting him. The Rise with the stolen ice path. Baby Knight forces himself back, drops the sanities. He still goes down though. Miracle being kept alive by GH, earning himself up. Miracle, he's going to find another with the combo onto Rise. They've taken 4 of Imperial, and Miracle getting an absolutely massive cash flow income.
That's game on. That right there just evens up the game. If anything, if they get Roche as well. Okay, Liquid are actually ahead now. They are down 10 kills, but they've just gotten some of the highest value kills they can get. They secured themselves an Aegis. Miracle gets a huge cash influx through ending that streak on the Ursa, getting 1k gold just from that kill alone. Oh boy, that was huge.
That catching out the last 0.2 seconds. You can see Baby Knight. He feels that he has the potential to turn it around, but then GH turns up. He gets craggied. It's a nice stolen ice path again from Rise. He Hurricane pikes himself back, but Baby Knight already has the urn ticking him down. Then at this point where it looks like Miracle gets low, it's fine because it's just a Rubik, and GH healing him up with the damage reduction as well allows Liquid to get that 4th kill. And as you say, just get so much money onto Miracle, putting him straight up wham bam at the top of the net worth in a game where Ace was going absolutely ham on the Ursa.
They just got caught by surprise. I mean, Imperial have been winning every single fight and clash up until that point. They punished the IO relocate in. One of the downsides of Liquid, when they find those kills with IO Tiny relocate, Imperial always punish them because they bring in everyone and they're like, okay, IO Tiny can only be here for 10 seconds. So they killed the other 2 heroes. They killed the Jakira, they killed the Nyx, but they got completely caught out after that.
All right. That's a Joe. A little bit timid there as he's worried about TPs coming in.
Yeah,
especially worried about a relocate, which has just come back. Oh, no, actually, sorry, he had it. It was just the
They
mana
got a
shield.
lot of heroes up top. They want to converge on that Jakiro. Jakiro looking in trouble, but here's the relocate.
Here we go indeed. Kuroki's going to be fine. GH comes in, tethers him across. Look at the ice path onto Baby Knight, jumping forward. Mind control hits the stun. The Necros are out. Baby Knight being focused till Astral himself. They'll all rise on the sidelines of it all. Nice ice path lined up by Kuroki as they'll take both of them. Liquid. Things are starting to turn up for them. Miracle's finding solo kills down bottom as he brings down Neuer with the 1-2. It's getting a little bit messy for Imperial. Yeah. This is kind of a bit of a polar opposite to game 1, where we saw Liquid have a good strong opening, then kind of start to lose it to the plays of Imperial. This time around, it's Liquid outplaying Imperial in the mid game.
And it was never like Imperial even had a big lead by any means. No. Kill-wise, yes. Gold-wise, not at all. They never really snowballed out of control. They don't have those flash farmers. They just have heroes that are great at finding pickoffs, as we just see.
Just absolutely shredding heroes. Yeah, if they find them on their own.
Yeah, they're good at killing heroes, not good at farming fast, not good at...
AC or Miracle?
Bloody hell, that's
he just come out of nowhere. It absolutely has come out of nowhere, that one.
All right. He's very hard to deal with at this point.
Yeah, and with that, this is a team that certainly does not struggle in pushing down your towers. Something that Imperial is certainly lacking. Liquid, with the tiny AC, with the Beastmaster, with the IO, with the Jakiros. Liquid Fire, they've got so many ways of just destroying the base of Imperial. So Imperial, they can't afford to lose any more fights.
It feels like a game where Liquid just, all they need is to be even, and then they can just take buildings.
Pickoffs like this, Baby Knight coming out alone, he'll be dropped. Imperial were moving over, but they do not want to stick around. You gotta get the hell out of there, Imperial. Rise will turn around, hold back Miracle with the telekinesis, but he continues to chase down. Rise with the stolen toss is a sweet little play, but Miracle says 2 can play at that game. Chucks in a GH. They've taken down 2. 40 seconds on the sidelines for both Baby Knight and Rise. It really is very, very quickly getting to the point where it's like, what do Imperial do to hold on to this? It's just getting too fast for them.
Yeah, they're just feeding away too many kills at this point. It's kind of been this chain feed over the last 5 minutes. It's like the bottom lane where the Ursa died has just been the unraveling of Imperial. They had such a... Oh god, almost another kill.
That was a roll, that was a kill.
And OG dead for 15 seconds. This is looking like a potential lane of Racks.
Look at the Miracle.
He wants kills.
He does.
Why not?
He goes in onto Neuer. Won't be able to get the toss back. Too many creeps around.
Liquid's kind of playing this pub style, but it's working well.
They
got Beastmaster. Nice burst.
Big one, and now with the Lich Shot, Liquid have to be a bit careful. Miracle, he has managed to take down Hester Joe. Ace falling low. He's trying to run. He'll get out. They've got the telekinesis from Rise, holding Miracle in place. Sanity's his drop. Miracle being topped up by GH. GH keeping Tiny alive.
Good hold from Imperial, though. They throw away Slider's life, but they burst the Beastmaster, take the Roar out. Dire lose their crew, which had a gem? Excuse me? Wake up, Jeff. What is going on, Liquid?
Hey, freebie for Neuer.
Okay.
All right.
That's a straight up 1,800 gold swing. You take those if you're in Imperial's position.
I mean, Liquid Miracle wants to go in.
He's
shadow played it up. Like, he wants to look for Baby Knight, look for the big kill, see if he could get them with the combo. Doesn't get the toss, but it doesn't matter. The follow-up's there. Baby Knight's down. Ace coming in with the Enrage, trying to turn this around. Liquid low on mana, but with GH's backup, Miracle, he could go in again for another combo. Jumps forward, tosses the Ursa back into the hands. Mind control hasn't got mana for the stun, but they'll focus their attention towards Rise. They'll take the easier kill, get the Rubik. Miracle's ready to go again. There's the toss in. He says, mind control. You're going in, son. They follow it forward, but Hestijo has the crush to hold them back. Neuer turns around with a blast. Mind control falling low, but with a spike carapace, he's going to be okay. Miracle just continues to go in. GH continuously keeping this man topped up in mana, topped up in health. Miracle feeling incredibly safe until now. There's the jump in. They've got the enrage on Ace. Ace, he's going to move forward for this kill, but Matuma Man's there with the Necro units, with the Roar as well. Ace, he doesn't have the enrage for 20 seconds. The stun chain is there with the ice path. Ace, he's going to go down as well. It's a full team wipe effectively as Imperial hit the decks, and Liquid just coming out with some very clutch plays. There's a buyback available for Ace. Baby Knight and Rise are going to be back in 5 seconds, but they're still down a Slardar and they're down a Lich for this defense, and Liquid now just feeling like so far ahead.
Yeah. Just great spell usage coming out. Kuro hitting all these 2-hero ice paths. Same thing for Nyx. Mind Control's just started landing all of his spells, and Liquid make some fantastic aggressive play. The way it feels like they just don't know the word back. But it's paid off. GH God is always there with the sustain and the heals, backing his teammates up. All of Liquid backing each other up. If Tiny blinks into 4 heroes and hits a stun, there's always a nice path to follow it up. There's always a Nyx stun. They're just making sure these heroes stay and remain locked down. It's feeling like Imperial are suffering for not having either BKBs mostly, and for Ursa like the Aghanim Scepter, I guess, but even a BKB himself, because the chain stuns are just brutal right now. And Imperial are just kind of crumbling ever since that bottom kill. Yeah, they have to.
They did fade bolt the creep wave, so if they have their eyes on there, Liquid will know that something fishy's going on, and in fact,
they probably know anyways, yeah.
Liquid, they ain't silly.
They smoked themselves.
Yeah.
They're probably happy
They're
to
ready
take
to
a fight.
punish this.
Ags on Tiny. He's not just completing a recent AC. It's now an Ags about a couple minutes later.
Oh, and that arcane rune would make Miracle pretty Craigasm.
Nyx the one
but
to
they'll
take
take it. Mind Control says, no,
Okay.
mate, you ain't having those combos. I want to start. Well, I guess he's got the Ags, so I mean, for him, it's pretty good as well. Arcane and Ags Nyx. Okay, we'll take that instead.
What is the play? They're
Imperial.
sneaking on through.
They're trying to swap sides of the map.
I see they got spotted. They walked too close. They spotted Rise, and Miracle's just like, this is now our base.
Yep.
But our base I'm going to destroy.
Yeah, the backup is there. Imperial, ready to defend, but I mean, are they really ready for this? That's the question. Miracle, starting to hit onto the towers. The armor's there from Neuer, jumping from Hester, hits the crush. They'll Hurricane Pike him back in front of the chain. Oh, this is going to be some global ball action. I want to what? Can we see that, Web? Can we see that? Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh.
I feel like I'm at the planetarium.
It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, it returns. Oh. The DOTA map confirmed flat. We don't have any full orbit here. It's from left to right and right to left for the planet. Well, there we have it. That was a bit of a show, but now back to the real action. Liquid, ready to push in again. Mind Control. Burrowed in deep outside of the base, ready for any kind of jump that Hestijo may want to look for. They've got to be careful of the Nyx Assassin. It's about a 16k gold lead at the moment for the side of Liquid, 32 minutes in. And just sending the Necro units in. But at the moment, Imperial doing a good job at just clearing out the waves and holding them back. Relocate back online in a second, and that could be the key for Liquid to play that little more aggressively. Nice bird. Dead bird.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Liquid just seemed like they want to just keep on going at this, keep on trying to fight, keep on chipping at this tower. They need to be a little bit careful without the, okay, they've got Relocate back up now, so they can save Miracle there.
Yeah.
And Mind Control also covering their retreat. And normally you see this IO Tiny, you're like, okay, just focus on the IO first. But this IO is farmed as hell. He's got 10k net worth almost. He's got a Heaven's Halberd. He's got Ghost Scepter, 4 stuff. Killing GH is no easy feat. I don't even think you can kill him.
And you'll go for the Roche instead if you're Liquid at this stage. Aegis and Cheese, let's get that inside you before you push up for the GG push.
Yeah, Imperial probably seeing them back off at this stage expect this, but it's more a matter of how fast can you get there, and it's looking like not fast enough.
Oh, it's another Arcane Rune as well. Mind Control says, I'm having that. It was nice the last time. He didn't really get to do much with it, but if he does get the chance, those cooldowns are going to be pretty orgasmic.
They're gonna see the Aegis pick. I wonder if they try and meet them outside of the base, or if they just fall back to defend high ground. Looks like they will just for the high ground defense. Yeah, they show themselves out of the smoke. They're not lingering any longer than they need to.
Imperial just having issues with the fact that top of mid currently getting pushed in by the creep wave. They are going to need quite a miraculous defense to hold now against the power of Liquid. The wards as they prepare for Microtrol to be able to set up. Miracle jumping in onto Ace. There'll be a responsive Astral. Has to go moving forward. Blinks out, juking out the ice path. Miracle being focused at the moment with the Amplifier, taking a fair bit of damage, but on the side, the jump in is there with the Roar. They're looking for the Lich. Noya falling low, but again, the Astrals from Baby Knight used to help out the team. Noya will get the chain crossed out. Heads to Joe, coming in with the crush. Miracle's falling low. He's got the Aegis, but he's already been taken down once. Mind control. He may not be dying, but he's essentially giving a lot of free intel to Baby Knight. He gets the touches in.
He's got a lot of
they're
it.
starting to back. There's the Yules to hold out Hester Joe. They telekinesis onto
much
Mind Control,
in.
trying to drag him in. Ace coming in. There's the sanities blown up. Mind Control out of the fight.
Oh, he didn't bring anyone back. He relocated without his buddy.
GH.
He forgot. You got to bring your buddy with you.
Oh. That is slightly awkward.
Oh, that ice path from Rise so close to canceling the TP out from Nyx as well. Barely escapes in time. They'll get GH.
Well, they defended Imperial. And
Some hold. They did lose the top. It was just a range reactor, kind of like, whatever. That was going down anyways. You keep yourselves in the game, and with a sizable swing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it really is. I mean, it was the way everything added up. The fact, as we were saying, Mind Control essentially is like this fountain of intelligence for Baby Knight. It's just like bam, 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 bam. I'm not
always
you.
great, yeah.
I'll take your intel, and then he drops it on the rest of his teammates.
Absolutely. And if you get to that BKB point as an OD, you absolutely just go in on that Nyx and just keep right-clicking him, steal like 50, 60, and you've got a massive ultimate just waiting to be thrown in a team fight. So this game gets harder for Liquid to team fight with that OD BKB. Will be a Diffusal on Ursa. I think getting sick of the IO Ghost Scepter and just getting kited around a bit in these fights. Slaughter trying to work on a BKB. Suddenly a fight like that sees Imperial pick up some potentially game-changing items. Still, you're down 4 racks. Liquid just fumble the high ground push. It felt like they were just trying to rush things a bit. Some of those Miracle blinks into the high ground really got him out of position. I'm not sure if playing as aggressive as he was really the play, because it's sure he's got the Aegis, but he puts the rest of his team in this bad position by playing as aggressive as he does, because they want to back him up. They want to make sure they get use out of the Aegis, not just that they throw away an Aegis.
Imperial now on the move out on the map. Ready to see if they can catch Liquid by surprise. Miracle's working towards the... I'd imagine it's the butterfly for the tower push.
You can only imagine. I mean,
yeah.
E-Blade, a little
tiny.
cheeky line you can sometimes play. It's not terrible by any means. You can just throw it on an Ursa if he goes on you or whatever. But more than likely, we'll see.
Yeah, I guess he just rages it off and such, yeah. I guess you could always E-Blade the target, but yeah, with the Diffusal Blade in play now, yeah. Butterfly, much more likely.
Surprised a bit that Ursa went for the Diffusal. Feels like he still really needs a BKB to fight into the Craggy. I guess there's Butterfly now anyways, but Craggy is very annoying as an Ursa to go on. I guess he's just telling it. He's probably thinking the OD is going to be the one killing Tiny. He can't kill Tiny himself at this point. He's going to be going on here as like the Beastmaster. Like we're seeing the Slider Ursa often jump Beastmaster and try to kill him before a Roar comes out. And Beastmaster doesn't have really great items to stop that from happening. Has all these blink and force up items, but you'll just die during that crush plus amp if you're fast on the Imperial side.
Ace. Up the front at the moment. Mind Control setting himself up. They've got the ice path to set it up. Mind Control is going to look for the chain stone. Looks like he's just out of range. Ace will be able to walk himself back to safety.
Kind of split pushing now, perhaps thinking that this is going to be an easier, better approach to ending this game. Throwing a couple up top.
They see Mind Control.
Okay. That didn't go according to plan.
Yeah, gem on Slardon out
They just don't seem to be playing on the same page. I mean, this game, honestly, the way Liquid's played this game is like very pub-like, and that works great when you've got 9K MMR players in your team, because the pub style of Dota like really suits these guys, but there's been like a lot of players just going around doing individual stuff, very high-level individual plays. Like it's looked good from Miracle, it's looked good from Matu when he's just roaming around with the Necro 3, killing whoever comes his way, but they're not playing like a team so much, and that's perhaps being their undoing at times. But they are, as said again, the team ahead, the team with the 4x lead.
What are we seeing from Matuma Man actually? Just the refresher? Or the build towards?
Refresher, or I guess some item that can help keep you alive against that Blink Crush with the Ursa, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. Armor, I guess, like the Assault Curse is already there, so yeah, Refresher seems like a reasonable choice. Boots of Travel could be considered just for the extra mobility.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Well, up so there may be a bit of an altercation. They need to get back though. I mean, Miracle just goes straight on the racks. He
Yeah,
takes the
it's-
range ones.
It seems like that's they're going for the rat Dota
gotta be
plays.
careful about the rat with the butterfly AC Tiny.
Do they catch Io at bottom? At bottom they caught Tiny, yeah. You see that in the split screen.
He
Meanwhile, Miracle at bottom, you can see him amped up, losing his life to an OD.
And they're trying to create space for him with the fight up top, and indeed Miracle gets taken down. Back towards the top, as we can see on the main screen, Liquid looking for Rise. They'll get the Rubik kill. Ace is still trapped up here. The damage over time from the boss just constantly putting his Blink Dagger on refresh, and he did try for the team, but he didn't make it. And Ace, he can't get off it. He can't get off this damn hill.
That Macropire will be his undoing.
Ask him into Blink. Oh, baby night. Oh, baby night.
Io, you're
Io
not a
with the
tiny
rat.
bro. He's having identity issues here. He's forgotten.
Oh, Kuroki's dead.
This game is divulged
Scanning.
into...
Io split push. Go on, GH, hit him harder. Oh,
Radiant's ancient is under
It's actually turned into a pub game. I thought it was just like kind of pub like, now it's gone full pub mode.
I'm hoping for rapiers, but there's not really any good. I guess if Tiny gets a rapier, 2 shots to the fountain,
Radiant's ancient
like back in the old days. Aye, solo crest now for Aya.
Yeah. This is something else. Very
I
fun,
mean, it's-
entertaining game.
It is, but at the same time, it still does seem very hard. It feels for Imperial to.
Oh yeah. How do you ever push out your lanes? Tiny
that's the
can
thing.
kill that Rax against backdoor protection. He could kill your
Yeah.
throne against backdoor protection with the Io. Io could just relocate him onto the throne with Butterfly, Ags. Like, he could maybe just straight up kill that. Get a Moonshot in there if you really want. If Imperial try 5-man push, a Moonshot replace your Blink Dagger, relocate on throne, game over.
Yeah.
You've got the damage to fight through backdoor protection. So, yeah, this game going to be difficult.
Aye. Imperial. It certainly just feel like they need a few more items before they are actually able to do anything big in response to Liquid, because Liquid kind of toying with them. I mean, Imperial, they are still able to kill Liquid's members.
One of the
But in
safe ways to
terms of-
end this game ultimately is just
Yeah.
playing the... Like, you throw away lives to get the building.
Yeah.
They could go for Roche, it has respawned, but this smoke is perhaps the play they've been waiting for.
This could be pretty game-ending if Liquid get a good fight here. So it could be Baby Knight
Wait,
jumping in,
Blink in.
taking down the Hawk. They look for him. He's got the
Blink in.
Linkers protect him initially.
Fair
There's the
enough.
Roar following through. He gets forced back by Rise, trying to keep Baby Knight alive. He's going to be alright for the time being. The mechs pop, they'll keep themselves alive, but bottom lane, there was the rat. He managed to find it. Miracle takes the final set of racks. He does pay with his
got
life,
no
though.
buyback.
They've lost 2. They're trying to go for the fountain. Sorry, the Ancient here. Kuroki ice pathing them, but Baby Knight's the BKB. They'll look to chase down for another kill, and they'll just get it. Kuroki caught out by the stolen ice path from Rise, and they have lost 3.
You got to go 5-man mid now if you're Imperial, perhaps. But they push so slow. This lineup is just not built for pushing.
Can they
Tiny
get
without
mind control?
buyback.
They need a bash.
He's looking for it. Mind control could actually...
Oh, that ice buff Rise. Oh,
2. Oh, there's the bash.
beautiful.
There we go.
Just the tip.
But mega creeps.
Yeah, but mega creeps.
Ursa needs like Maelstrom. I don't know. These heroes just don't fight against mega creeps. They don't push lanes.
They need to find man mid, as you said. Let's go.
By the time they get there, everyone's alive.
They just need to go for the GG push. Let's go. It's the only way.
It's not really. The thing is, it's like you get the enemy base and then suddenly Liquid relocates your throne and you die. I don't know how to approach this for Imperial. Like, you keep killing them, but you can never push out your lanes. That's why Liquid were more than happy to throw away lives at bottom to get a range Rex. Then Io's like, I'll just keep chipping away at this. Mind Control's feeding at top because it creates space for Tiny to get that last Rax. All you had to do was create some space through feeding to get Rax, and it's worked. It's not pretty Dota from Liquid, but it's effective
Now,
Dota.
Matsuma Man, he wants to try and go for some sort of setup, and here we have it. Jumps in, And the relocate coming through as well. Baby Knight will
great
be
game.
taken down. He
Nice
does
force
not
start there.
have buyback.
Breaks the linkers with force that gets
Yeah.
the insta roll. Really nicely played.
No buyback for the OD. 70 seconds down. Liquid surely now with the opening to finish this game. And get the equalizer. BKB is also picked up on Miracle. He can literally just sit there, BKB, and hit that Ancient.
Yeah, it's probably going to see Liquid at this point. The BKB able to just, yeah, they could just all 5 onto that Ancient should be enough. I guess Beastmaster may not have Necrobooks up after using it up top, but yeah, they'll expire. Waiting on Tiny to get there. He's still trailing a little bit behind, but I think if you're Liquid, you're like, all right, let's call it a day. Let's walk away with our draw.
Mind Control popping the link of the base. They do still have a fortification on Imperial. But here we have it. Miracle moving in onto the Ancient. Chainfrost comes out. The bounces start to begin, but he BKBs. Fortification will come through from the side of Imperial, but they've lost Noya on the Lich. Hester Joe being focused by Miracle. Slardar to fall as well. It's 3 down, now near to be 4. It's going to be GG. I mean, Imperial, they held on. They tried their best, but at the end of the day, Liquid winning the game, taking them down. And a very eventful series, this one. Any 1-1.
Just another day at the Asus RG Dream League office. Get a couple draws, you know. just another day. But I mean, this was a very fun draw.
It
The
was a
2
fun
games, you had double Rapier on Miracle in game 1 with the Shadow Fiend. Game 2 saw all kinds of Rat Dota tactics come into play. We had Imperial bust out the Ursa, which worked out really well for Ace. They were dominating that early game, getting kill. It wasn't until they ended that Ursa streak did the game swing Liquid's way, and again, they used that split push really well. Liquid looking, I'd say they look better